Okay, let's see if this works. I just made a 10-minute video, and after 1 minute, like, the other 9 minutes disappeared. So I just pulled these two cards, and then I'm just gonna pull from my deck. Yeah, by the way, Grand Rising. You've been very resilient, okay? You're very resilient. You've shown great strength. You've shown great power. Okay? People tried to strip you of so much. Of your joy, right? Of your passion for life. That's why you started this all. Because you're passionate for life. You're passionate for the truth. You're passionate for art. And you find tarot, you find spirituality almost as a form of art. And people saw this about you. Whoa, I don't know why that just got dark and blurry. See, they tried to make your perception of your life dark and blurry. They tried to skew the vision for you because they saw how passionate you were about it. They saw how much you wanted it. They saw that you wanted a marriage. They saw that you had true love. You had a destiny aligned with a passionate lover at one point in time. But then the darkness got in the way. Okay, I just heard drug addiction. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you're going through drug addiction. Or if you know someone or you lost someone recently to drugs. I'm so sorry that it had to be like that for you. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, okay? And I know in your heart you're strong enough to overcome these addictions. Because I overcame mine. Yeah, it took some time. It took some isolation. It took some separation. But that was required for elevation. Okay? Wow. I did not know that was going to pop out like that. Right, the future, the fool, skipping on to a new beginning. Maintaining, being humble and maintaining. Like, you were so humble throughout this whole journey, okay? You understood the assignment. To see through the disarray. To see through the net that was cast over you. To block you, right? Something about spirit babies. Right? You're supposed to have a family, a baby by now. A son, I'm hearing. The sun, right? Strength, the Leo. A son. And it was stripped, right? It was blocked. So you had to take the righteous path, okay? Oh my God, I'm such a wreck. You had to take the righteous path. The shadows wanted you to freaking fall into those depths, to take yourself off, to never align with the righteous path. But they couldn't hold you back, okay? You had a knife in your pocket. You cut through the net. You saw the truth. You saw the truth that someone was lying over you, that someone wanted to shed your blood to stop you, to keep you in the upside down, to keep your crown tilted. But you sat up, you stood up. You asked God for his strength, and he pushed you forward. He told you to be the emperor of your own story. He told you to be the emperor of your own story. Be the strength that fell victim to addictions. Be the strength for the people who were victimized by what they didn't understand, and show them the way. Hold the beacon of light and show them the way. The truth will set you free. Look, 7 of Pentacles. Because they tried to stop your seeds, because they tried to stop your abundance from sprouting, they buried you so deep they didn't know you were a seed. They didn't know that one day you would sprout after you watered yourself with the tears that you cried. Look at what you have coming in for you, babe. Look, it's talking about a knife. You had the knife to cut yourself out of that safety net. And now luck is on your side. You wanted to shine light in the dark. You wanted to show people the way. You stand firm on that. You almost feel thankful for people showing you lack, so that once you achieved abundance, you would see the difference. The evidence would be clear. It would be shown, right? The truth. That you were a branch, right? That you were a branch off of a tree. Still sprouting, still growing. Still holding high honor. Because you stood in your truth. You stood in your truth. Six of Swords reversed. Now the situation is somewhat at a standstill. These people are stuck because they understand and they feel that you are right, that you are noble, that you are worthy. You're worthy of this recognition. Exactly. Now these people are stuck watching you skip forward into they're watching you skip forward into the life that was designed for you by the hands of God, that they tried to manipulate and stop. They have no choice but to stay stuck in the upside down, to stay stuck upside down in this throne and watch you thrive, okay? Watch your business come to life. They watched you breathe life back into yourself after they sucked it out of you, leaving you empty with nothing. And they're shook because you did this alone. And they had a gander of people, right? How many people they had? 5, 7, 11... I don't know. Too many. Too freaking many. All over money. All over greed. All over jealousy. I'm hearing. All over the fact that they didn't want you to have love. They didn't want you to align with this twin flame, okay? They didn't want you to have happiness. If it was anyone else, they wouldn't care. But the fact it was you, they didn't want you to have joy. They didn't want you to have children. They didn't want you to have what they had. So they took it from you. But you knew that. You were so intuitive through this whole thing. You told them you're making the wrong decision. You're making a huge mistake by choosing this karmic over me. Telling you right now, you're making a huge mistake, you said to a Leo. You're making a huge mistake. You're gonna regret this someday. And that day has come. This person was also under a spell. Oh my God. Confirmation. It was in the reverse. Let's see. Yep. You told him one day you're gonna see. You're making a huge mistake. You're my twin flame. We have a destiny aligned that by God, we have a past life together. And you're rewriting that story by choosing drugs, by choosing the dark path, by choosing someone that's using you for money, for what you have, to hurt me. And you're being manipulated. You said. You're being manipulated. And they didn't care. They took from you. They still chose to hurt you. They still chose to take from you. I think they recognize their mistake now. Holy shit. Sorry. I think they see their mistake now. You were the star the whole time. And they laughed at you. They thought you were a joke. They thought you were too naive, too immature. That you were the one with the addictions. But you were not. Your addiction was to passion. Your addiction was to art. Your addiction was to true love. And you loved yourself enough to walk away. And they see that now because they can't find you anywhere. And just saw 43, that's passion, okay? Your divinity proves everything that you said all those years ago. And that's what you deserve.